Right now, the Supreme Court makes a major ruling regarding the state's 1849 law that banned abortion in the state, what the decision means going forward. Plus, the woman charged in a poisoning plot that resulted in a hazmat response returns to court. This as Madison's hazmat team shares how they handle these kinds of situations. And Concerts on the Square is back with another big performance tonight. Well, you may need to bring along some earplugs, and we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Eric Franke. We'll check in with Sarah in just a bit. But first, the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruling today that women in Wisconsin will continue to have access to abortion services. This after the court struck down the state's 1849 law that some felt banned abortion. We have team coverage on the decision and reaction for both sides of the issue. We begin with Armand Rahman for the latest on the ruling. Armand, what can you tell us?
Well, Eric, other than a law from the Scott Walker administration that bans abortion 20 weeks after fertilization, there is no sweeping abortion ban in the state of Wisconsin. Call reproductive rights advocates and even medical providers are calling this a victory that brings some much needed clarity.
Today, we celebrate this milestone.
For OBGYN Amy Domeyer, it's also the end to uncertainty that ramped up in 2022.
The Dobbs decision changed everything.
She says for the 15 months the 1849 law went into effect, her and others in the healthcare field wrestled with their ability to provide full reproductive care or protect themselves from a felony charge.
I also recall a moment on labor and delivery with a trainee who said, "We aren't really going to know where the line is until one of us goes to jail." The comment was a punch to the gut. Our profession was thrown into chaos.
The people of Wisconsin made clear that they do not support that approach. And people were devastated by what happened.
Call argued that after Roe v. Wade was overturned by the country's highest court, state laws written after Roe v. Wade would supersede any written before, including the 1849 law.
Today's decision brings clarity about what the state of the law in Wisconsin is. And that is that there is no broad, sweeping criminal abortion ban that dates back to the 19th century.
But is abortion now protected in the Wisconsin state constitution? Constitutional law expert Howard Schwaber says the court left that
unresolved
by dismissing Planned Parenthood's case on Wednesday.
You can absolutely say that this is a kind of abdication of responsibility, that it is the court's job to declare what the Constitution requires. And it is the court's job to tell the legislatures, no, you may not have this law restricting abortion. They probably have an eye on the upcoming 2026 judicial election.
For now, Domeyer says this is a victory to confidently be able to help her patients, and she says that should be guaranteed.
Today's decision reaffirms that these important health decisions should be made between a patient and their healthcare provider. Yet so many Wisconsinites still lack access.
And Attorney General Call says there are no specific plans right now to litigate any of the other abortion restrictions that are right now in the state. Eric?
All right, Armand, thank you. And even though Planned Parenthood's case was dropped, the organization's representatives say they saw a significant win today. Our Maddie Heimsch brings us reaction to the decision from both sides of the political aisle.
The court's decision in the Call case and subsequent dropping of the Planned Parenthood case are just steps in a years-long battle with abortion law in the state. Michelle Velasquez with Planned Parenthood says the organization has been providing abortions in Wisconsin since the Dane County Court ruling in September of 2023.
The sort of post-Dobbs landscape is a patchwork of laws and availability of abortion care, and that's just part of the larger attack on healthcare access.
But today's Supreme Court decision is still a milestone.
It is sort of the completion of our work to restore access to abortion in Wisconsin.
Meanwhile, we received a statement from pro-life organization Wisconsin Family Action. In it, President Daniel Degner said, quote, "The court's actions today are more about crafting a political win for the abortion lobby. As a result, thousands of Wisconsin children will be denied the right to live each year." Today's ruling effectively leaves the door open for challenges by lawmakers. Tonight at 10, hear what both those organizations say are next steps in the fight.
Maddie, thank you. Turning to weather now, the heat and humidity return along with some chances for storms. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with a look at your certified most accurate forecast, Alex.
Eric, tracking thunderstorms right now over parts of central and northeast Wisconsin. Those storms are scooting off towards the south and towards the east, and as soon as they pop up, they start to fizzle out as well. And that's what our weather models have been suggesting all day, that we'd see these showers and a couple thunderstorms pop up still north of our viewing area, but very likely going to see these showers and thunderstorms fizzle as they move into southern Wisconsin. That's been the mode all day with our weather models to give our folks downtown that heads up front at Concerts on the Square. And take note as we go out through the evening hours. Let this roll through one more time here. 6 o'clock, see a couple showers and storms pop up, and then they fall apart as quickly as they pop up. We do have more isolated storm chances in the forecast for Thursday. I'll give you a glimpse of future track with that potential and that hot, humid Friday the 4th. How hot will we go? I'll let you know coming up.
All right, Alex, thank you. The woman accused in a poisoning plot in Madison and also Rock County will face trial. Andrea Whitaker is charged in Dane County with 2 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide as party to a crime and also harboring or aiding a felon. She faces more charges in Rock County. A preliminary hearing in Whitaker's Dane County case was set for Wednesday afternoon. However, her attorneys waived the hearing, and Whitaker will now head to trial. A date for arraignment has yet to be set. And this case led to hazmat situations across the Madison area. 2 weeks ago, law enforcement searched Whitaker's boyfriend and alleged co-conspirator Paul Van Dyne's home on Spooner Street and his home on Skyline Drive. They were also investigating Whitaker's home on Schrader Road. Our Ellie LaLiberte has been following the case for us, and today she spoke to Madison's hazmat team about how this response was rare.
There are 60 members in Madison's hazmat team, and the 3-day call a couple of weeks ago resulted in a full response.
It's something that you normally see on the news. The call from a couple of weeks ago is something rare.
According to court records, the investigation into Van Dyne and Whitaker's alleged poison plot involved chemicals like cyanide, thallium, hydrogen sulfide, and abrin. The Wisconsin Department of Justice is leading the investigation. Madison Hazmat Lieutenant Zach Hake says partnerships are vital.
We've got decent capabilities here with the city of Madison, but as a backup, we will take samples and then send them to the state lab. The state lab will then run those samples and tell us what we had. And then we can work with those agencies also to neutralize some of the problems that we run into.
7 DCI agents were sent to the hospital after dealing with the substances from this investigation. Reporting in Madison, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Ellie, thank you. Now, Madison is a Type 2 hazmat team. That means they can deal with chemicals, but not hazardous biological materials. Tonight is the second Concerts on the Square of the season, and the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra is planning to start the 4th of July celebration with a bang. Let's head live to the Capitol, where Sarah Carlson and Chris Stanford are standing by live with what to expect from tonight's performance.
Hey, Eric, this has been awesome. It is the celebration of liberty, and it is booming down here. Maybe literally, I heard you talking about that. At the end of the 7 to 9 o'clock show, there's going to be a cannon. You will hear it, apparently, loud and clear, with the 1812 overture at the end of the show. So it's pretty cool.
You know, we're getting close to concert time when the white tables behind us fill up. I mean, these are some of the primo seats, in front of the orchestra, the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, coming out again and treating us to is patriotic music, all the hits that people want to hear when they come out for an event like this. And looking forward to seeing a couple of youth being featured in the performance tonight. Usually they bring one young person on every single year to kind of be front and center. And this year we have 2 young folk, one who's a local.
Yeah, from Middleton. And she'll be playing the violin, and then another 15-year-old boy playing the piano. We heard some
their warm-ups.
Oh gosh, the warm-ups were tremendous. Yeah. So we can't wait for the actual show. And this show, by the way, for those of you watching and might not know, or you've been here or not, and there's still some spots left, it doesn't come for free. A lot of donors are making this happen, and you can go to wcoconcerts.org/donate.
All right, well, we've got a little bit more to come here from Concerts on the Square before the show starts at 7. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk with the CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra to find out what else we can expect tonight and for the rest of the season. Eric, we'll talk to you then.
All right, Chris, Sarah, thank you. And coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, the Stoughton Fair celebrates its 99th year. After the break, we'll go live to the fair with all the family fun and also tell you what's new this year. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Right now, the Stoughton Fair is underway, providing family fun for all ages. This is the 99th year for the fair, and for more on what they have to offer, let's go to Jalen Banks live at the Stoughton Fair. Hi, Jalen.
Eric, right now it's sunny. We got a little bit of breeze. It's a beautiful day out. You know, I've been here since about 3:30 this evening. You know, I've had my fair share of pie. Haven't got on any rides yet, but with that being said, I'm joined by Chris Qualm, the Vice President of the Stoughton Fair Association. So Chris, I got a sneak peek of the pie baking contest. I was in the dairy barn. What else does the Stoughton Fair have to offer for anybody that's coming through?
You saw a couple real good things. You know, right now we have the cattle show is going on, but tonight we got a monster truck. Tomorrow night we have a rodeo. Friday and Saturday night we got bands here. They're free to the public. You know, there's just stuff that everybody can do, young, old, just come out and have a good time.
So when we were talking off camera, you told me that Stoughton's Fair is a little bit different. It's one of 3 fairs to have a special quality about it. Can you break that down for me?
Yeah, actually we're not state funded, you know, so everything you see here is it's locally funded. We raise money. We have so many great partners that support us and support the exhibitors. You know, the Midway is great, but our focus is at the fair is to make sure we got a place to have the exhibits showcased, and our exhibitors have a great place to be.
And so I got to talk to a lot of the 4-H kids, you know, in the dairy barn. What is the significance of that 4-H event, you know, in there as they get the showcase? I understand that they may or may not have to actually, you know, pay to enter the contest itself.
Nope, it's free. It's just it's a lot of hard work to go into, you know, training your animals, cleaning them, and baking and making your projects. So that's the free entries. We give small premiums to them for their blue ribbons and stuff like that. But so they're getting a little bit of money back out of it. But the main thing is that they got a place to come out and hang out and, you know, see friends every year that they might not see year round.
So as we mentioned, this is the 99th Stoughton Fair. Next year will be the 100th. Is there anything on the horizon that you could tease to?
You know, I guess our fair ends this Sunday. Next Monday, we'll probably be talking about the 100th because we got so much going on with the 99th. Yeah. We're so excited to make it to 99. 100's going to be great, but I guess stay tuned.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Chris. Well, you heard him. Come on out. Fair runs through Saturday. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. But for now, reporting at the Stoughton Fair, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. Great run, 99 years. And still ahead, concerts on the square. Less than an hour away, we'll head back to the Capitol with more on tonight's event. Plus, could rain be making its way back into the area ahead of the July 4th holiday? Alex is back with your complete forecast after the break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
And welcome back. Concerts on the Square celebrating liberty ahead of the 4th of July tonight. The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra promising some patriotic favorites for attendees. For more, let's head back to Sarah Carlson and Chris Stanford live at the Capitol.
Hi there, Eric. Oh boy, what a night. I mean, things are really starting to fill out here down on the square, Sarah.
That's right. And it's really booming. When you said a celebration, it is going to be booming. We have Joe Lehman, who is the CEO of the Chamber Orchestra. Thank you for joining us. You said you could tell at 3:30 what the crowd was going to be like. Is this true?
Yeah, it's just kind of a vibe. You just kind of know. You know, I've been doing this now. This is my 5th year on the square. And you just get a sense. There's just this anticipation at 3:30. The number of blankets, just the smell in the air. So I won't tell you exactly what I was feeling, but I felt something.
It's a good thing.
So it's celebrations of liberty tonight. The second concert on the square this season is always the big 4th of July show. Bringing the city together. I mean, we've got tens of thousands of people down here celebrating our nation in front of some beautiful music. What can the folks expect tonight?
Well, I think the celebration of Independence Day is meaningful for us. So I think there's a good energy tonight. I mean, it's July 2nd. We all have our 4th of July plans starting tomorrow. Programmatically, we have 2 young artist concerto competition winners, a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Second half, we do our traditional Armed Forces salute, honoring our servicemen and women who served for our nation, and then we conclude with the 1812 Overture this year, and we're bringing back the cannon fire. So a very, very sweet end to the start of a 4th of July.
And we should mention that one of those young artists, the 17-year-old young woman, is a Middleton resident.
That's right, yeah.
So a local performing, and we got to hear her warming up, and unbelievable. And there's still time to come.
Absolutely.
What if everyone here became friends of the Chamber Orchestra? I mean, think about that. $5 a month. I mean, this concert takes so many resources, you know, time, and a lot of money. You become a friend of the Chamber, $5 a month. How can people do that?
Yeah, our Friends of the WCO program is $5 a month. If everyone here did that tonight, we would have 40,000 new friends, and it would just totally enhance and give our community that investment in something that has given something to them for so long. We're a 501c3 charitable organization. It's a free event that costs the Chamber Orchestra $1.1 million to do. So this happens because of all of you, everyone here that make a charitable contribution to the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra.
And it's an easy thing to do, wcoconcerts.org. I'm looking down so I say it right, /donate. And we can donate at $5 a month.
$5 a month.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Joe, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Eric, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Chris, Sarah, and Joe Lannis, thank you for your time as well. Chances for thunderstorms and rain heading into the holiday weekend. Let's go to Alex now. Complete look at the forecast.
For sure. Par for course this time of year. It's usually warm, humid, hot, humid, and with that, showers and thunderstorms. Tracking some thunderstorms central and northern Wisconsin, and those showers and thunderstorms trying to make their way towards the south, and just a couple of storms up north of Marquette and Green Lake counties. But as we've been watching our weather models and watching Radar 3000, as quickly as these thunderstorms pop up, they fizzle out. And that's what our weather models have been showing all day in anticipation and preparing a forecast for concerts on the square. Here we are, 6:30. We got some storms out to the west. We got some storms up to the north, and watch what happens as we get to 7, 8 o'clock tonight. They fizzle out, and that's been the mode for the past number of model runs throughout the daytime today. So looking like concerts on the square largely going to be dry, though if you are still heading down there, take that umbrella just in case one of those rare showers or storms pops up briefly. Better chances for showers, a couple thunderstorms Thursday afternoon, then they fizzle Thursday evening, perhaps a storm right around 6 o'clock Friday, 4th of July, and then as we go through the daytime into that important evening time, clear skies, breezy conditions, hot and muggy. You're going to want to prepare for that as we go into Friday. And then here comes that cold front on Saturday that Eric was saying. More shower and storm chances on the way, 4 o'clock in the afternoon to the west, and then across all of southern Wisconsin as we go through Saturday night, going on into Sunday, with a few more thunderstorms possible on Sunday too. If any storm does get a little bit on the strong side, and I'll be watching Radar 3000 all this evening and tomorrow as well, gusty winds and perhaps some hail would be the threat from any of those storms if they do happen to get on the stronger side. Mid to upper 60s, a bit on the muggy side tonight, but not as muggy as what we're going to be experiencing by the time we get to Thursday, with temperatures in the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees, heat index values above 90 with those storm chances, especially for Madison and areas off towards the south and towards the west. Get ready for this. Here we go. Hot and muggy stuffs as we go into 4th of July, starting off in the 70s, 80s already by noon, and about 91 for a high, and a heat index to 95 to 100 degrees, but not the hottest 4th of July that we have. That is it back in 2012. That was a hot, dry year at 102 degrees. So there's our cold front Saturday night as we go on into Sunday, cooling down, and then next week staying seasonable for this time of year. Very July-like.
And hopefully the rain doesn't interfere with any fireworks shows. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that.
Looking pretty dry right now for Friday night, so that's all good news.
The rain did mess with the Brewers yesterday, but the fireworks came out today, right?
Yeah, it was a bad day to be a baseball if the Brewers were in the batter's box. Coming up in sports, loving that long ball, how the Brewers used the home run to take Game 1 against the Mets. That's next on News 3 Now. Safe to say the Brewers have the Mets number when the two meet in the regular season. In the last 14 games between the two, the Crew have won 12, and that trend continued this afternoon. Game 1 of the Twin Bill couldn't have gotten off to a better start. Second pitch of the game, and Sal Frelick sends a solo shot to right. And just like that, it's 1-0 Brew Crew. 6th inning now, tied at 2, bases loaded for Joey Ortiz, and everybody is coming home. The grand slam puts the Brewers up for good. They hit 3 homers in this one and take Game 1 7-2, the final. Athlon Sports released their preseason All-Big Ten teams for the upcoming season, and Riley Mollman landed on the All-Conference first team. The senior tackle has been a mainstay on the Badger offensive line the past couple seasons and was named one of the league's highest-graded returning tackles by Pro Football Focus. On the ice, former Badger Keandre Miller has signed an 8-year deal with the Carolina Hurricanes worth an average of $7.5 million per season. Miller spent the last 5 years in New York, where he scored 36 goals and tallied 132 points as a Ranger. And since it's John Deere Classic Week on the PGA Tour, it's always fun to take a look back at the run Steve Stricker had at TPC Deere Run. The Edgerton native is the only player in the history of the tournament to win it 3 straight years. He'll be forever remembered as a JDC legend at a tournament Zach Johnson calls his 5th major.
I think you covered a few of those, didn't you, when you were in Iowa?
Didn't get to cover Steve, but JDC, I covered George Spieth there when he got one.
Well, Steve Stricker loves the Quad Cities. A lot of money made there. Quick final check, Alex.
Radar 3000 showing showers and a couple thunderstorms trying to make it into southern Wisconsin, but all weather model indications are that these thunderstorms will fizzle as they make it into southern Wisconsin. And the very latest coming up tonight at 10 on a bigger cold front on Saturday.
Entertainment Tonight is next. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.